Dear Tom Ricketts, it's time to sell the Chicago Cubs. You know, I was sitting here at my computer desk with my buddy Clark, and we were watching the Chicago Cubs play the New York Mets today. Doubleheader against New York, the Mets. And Cubs played them tight the first game, and much like they've done a lot this season, lost it in extra innings. But that's okay. We got a second game. We'll rebound, bounce back right before the All-Star break. We'll get them. Except they didn't. They once again played them tough, went to extras, and once again fell short and lost. This puts the Cubs 34-57 on the season, tied with the Cincinnati Reds for the worst record in the NL Central. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty bad. Not only is it bad because we're tied with the Reds, which means we're behind the Pirates, but it also means that we're tied for the second worst record in the National League and tied for the third worst record in all of baseball, ahead of only the Washington Nationals and the Oakland Athletics. It's just sad, you know. It just makes me sad because they've got one more game before the All-Star break against the Mets. Presumably, we will lose that one, but let's just look at it for now. The Cubs sit at 34-57, which is a 37.4 win percentage. But that's fine. The Cubs have been the lovable losers forever, basically, other than that 4-year span or so in about 6 years ago, you know, when we, won a World Series. We've been pretty bad. But it's actually pretty rare that we've been this bad. How rare exactly? 1962 and 1966. The Cubs went 59-103. That record, with the by win percentage of about 36, is the single worst record based on win percentage that the Chicago Cubs have had in their entire history as a franchise. Cut to about 2 decades later, 1981, Cubs once again, by win percentage, finish 36.9%, only playing 106 games, 38 of them wins, 55 losses, and 3 ties. Those are the only 3 seasons worse than the Cubs' current win percentage for 2022. That's pretty bad. To have your team coined the lovable losers, to win a World Series, and then go back 6 years, all of 6 years later, to somehow being even the bottomest of the bottom of the barrel for the precedent that you, as the lovable losers, have set, is tremendously bad. It's embarrassing. And Clark and I are sick and tired of it. So, Tom, sell the team. You already got rid of Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant and Javier Baez, and at this point, with no real discussions of an extension for Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras, a lot of Cubs fans just seem to think you'll do the same with them. Both of them made the All-Star game this year, and they'll be playing this week. And who knows what their future holds with the franchise after that. Chris Bryant, all of, a year ago, made the All-Star game, and then a few days later, wasn't on the team. Traded for scraps and chips. And that's about it. But you know what's the most insulting about all of this? It's not trading away the 3 cornerstone pieces of the franchise over the last 100 years. Sure, they've had their players, but they've never really had everybody together like what they were in 2016. It's not the fact that basically all of that team are gone after 6 years. It's not the uncertainty of Wilson Contreras, Ian Happ, and even the young guys like Seiya Suzuki and Christopher Morel, who have been playing pretty well given the terrible record. No, what hurts the most is you, Tom, because all offseason we were pegged with quotes and expressions and all of this other nonsense, or what turned out to be nonsense. You had Cubs fans by the grip after trading away the heart and soul of the team in those three guys. You had the audacity to come out with this stuff. Quote, "We have the resources necessary to compete in 2022 and beyond, and we will use them. We will be active in free agency and continue to make thoughtful decisions to bolster our roster. We commit to fielding a competitive team reflective of your unrivaled support." Reflective of our unrivaled support, huh? 37 wins in the first half of the season is reflective of our unrivaled support? That's what you call committing to fielding a competitive team? That's what you call bolstering the roster and making thoughtful decisions? No, Tom. That's what you call sticking money in your pocket and turning and hiding when the going gets tough. And, Tom, it really hurts me to make this video because all of 6 years ago, I was celebrating. I had just finished high school. It was the fall right before college. Yes, I've been in college that long. And I was celebrating over the end of my summer into the fall about the Chicago Cubs finally making and then finally winning the World Series. And sure, we had our ups and downs just before then and just after then, even, the COVID year, making the playoffs and bombing out, and then last year starting out actually fairly well and then sort of dive bombing it right before the All-Star break. Maybe that was the plan, though. Who knows? It just hurts, Tom, that you spoon-fed all of this bullshit to every single Chicago Cubs fan. It just hurts. And I get it, Tom. It's a business. You own essentially the business of the Chicago Cubs. You're free to do what you'd like with it, but if you're going to spout stuff like you have over the past 6 months, wouldn't it make sense to back it up? Maybe actually use the resources that you supposedly have? Maybe actually bolster the roster in free agency and make those thoughtful decisions to do so? Maybe actually committing to fielding a competitive team? Maybe actually having the Chicago Cubs organization reflect the unrivaled support of every single Chicago Cubs fan from East Coast to West? Wouldn't all of that just make sense, Tom? In closing, I'd like to bring my friend, Clark, back on camera. Clark, I know it's been a rough year. But, you and I will always fly the W. We'll always go Cubs Co. And we'll always sing that silly song after every win. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going to win today. And all that fun stuff. Despite all of the terrible shit that Tom Ricketts has put us all through. Tom, you've got the most loyal fan base. Quite possibly in sports, but definitely in baseball. Waiting for you to actually do something about the embarrassment that you have put on the field in 2022. So, Tom, either make some good fucking decisions the rest of the year, or I think it's time for you to sell the team. And that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a little bit of a different video. Had to get this rant over with. Had to throw it out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do the Cubs have any hope for anything in the future? Is there any hope with Ricketts still owning the franchise? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, click that like button if you enjoyed it, so you get notifications and recommended my videos more often. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. It's been a long night. It's almost 1 a.m. I've been trying to figure out the right words to say for this one, and I'd like to go to bed. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.